At 3:14 a.m., Cottonwood Ranch erupted figuratively when a sharp crack split the night, followed by a panicked whisper. "You broke the gate, Nathan." Wrong lock. To an outsider, it resembled a covert mission. Meadowvale HOA patrol, clad in pastel polos, creeping through dewy grass with flashlights and clipboards, exuding the zeal of hall monitors. Armed only with an HOA manual and paint swatches, they aimed to slap 3 violation notices and bask in civic glory. Unbeknownst to them, inside the barn, snoring like a diesel engine and clutching a shotgun, was Sheriff Tom Hargrove, retired, divorced, and jolted awake by HOA nonsense at his gate. Tom stirred as flashlights pierced the barn's slats, hay thick in his nostrils, a half-smoked cigar on his lip. His hand found the shotgun before his boots. 40 years in law enforcement meant action trumped questions. He peered out, spotting a man in khakis measuring his mailbox with a glowing tape measure. Tom cocked the gun loudly. The patrol froze, clipboards dropping, papers scattering like startled birds. A short guy with a slick haircut and a dove tattoo on his ankle bolted but tripped over a hose. Tom emerged, shirtless, grizzled, and furious. 10 seconds to explain why you're sizing up my mailbox, or I start listing my own violations. The group gaped like he was a rabid wolf. Nathan, the leader, stammered about Rule 7C, unauthorized modifications. Tom stepped closer, gun steady. "You broke my gate, trespassed at midnight, and spooked my goat. That's a rap sheet, boys." By sunrise, 3 of the 4 were zip-tied to lawn chairs, sipping coffee poured by Grandma Ruth, who fed anyone on her land, crook or not. Nathan had called his mom a mistake. His mom was Patricia Caldwell, HOA president, with a prosecutor's glare and a heart of iron. Sarah Hargrove pulled into the driveway as Patricia's BMW screeched up. Both women exited, radiating readiness for battle. Sarah, 30s, tough, dressed for tractor repairs or legal debates, spoke first. "Why's your HOA posse breaking in at 3 a.m.? Patricia, in heels and pearls, didn't blink. "Your fence is cherry Renault approved. Your chicken coop's too close to the road. My team enforced rules." "They trespassed," Sarah shot back. "They peed on my gnome." True. One patrol member, terrified of Tom's shotgun, had an accident on a gnome Sarah and her brother Ethan painted as kids. Tom strolled up, shirt on but open, cigar smoldering. "Patricia, one more step, and I'll cite you for invasion under Section 11 of the Texas Land Act." "No such thing," she hissed. "There is when I write it." Inside, Ethan, 28, in a prepping phase, watched via binoculars, a tinfoil hat nearby to taunt the HOA. His podcast on neighborhood corruption saw this as gold. News spread fast, thanks to Grandma Ruth's Bridge Club. By noon, locals arrived with lawn chairs, one selling free the mailbox shirts, another declaring the ranch a sovereign zone. Sarah called the sheriff's office, forgetting Tom's old deputies were loyal or retired. No one touched the case. Patricia filed a cease and desist. Tom countered with a 1994 ranchstead exemption clause, laminated in the barn. He'd waited decades for this fight. At dusk, Sarah sipped a beer on the porch, eyeing HOA cars parked just off the property. "They'll return," she said. "Good," Tom replied. "I sleep better when the enemy's nervous." Meadowvale buzzed next morning. The local Facebook group exploded with memes of Tom zip-tying HOA volunteers. Patricia held a press conference, flanked by a weary lawyer, calling the ranch an anarchist compound and the rooster a sonic weapon. At the ranch, Tom fixed the gate, shirtless. Grandma Ruth muttered about Patricia's facelift, serving lemonade. Sarah eyed HOA citations, red fence, unauthorized clothesline, aggressive chickens. Ethan, podcasting live, paced. "They're escalating. Classic tyranny." Tom set a rusty box on the table, his father's. Inside, among old papers and bullets, was a deed for Cottonwood Ranch. A clause stated the HOA couldn't regulate ranches with 12-plus livestock and a resident law officer. "I'm still an officer," Tom smirked. "Retired, not resigned." They had 11 chickens and a goat. Ethan returned with a borrowed duck. Sarah filed the exemption under Clause 47B. Patricia, receiving it, was speechless at first. But Patricia retaliated. The HOA fined neighbors for ranch interactions. Nancy for her dogs sniffing the fence, Kyle for delivering hay. Ethan's podcast became a resistance hub, flyers reading, "Don't let the HOA steal your hay." Locals brought animals, ducks, goats, a ferret named Baxter, a one-eyed llama. The ranch became a livestock fortress. Patricia's son, Caleb, the gnome wetter, hung around, smitten with Sarah. Over tea, he spilled, "They're planning a midnight compliance sweep Saturday." Private security. Sarah narrowed her eyes. "Why security for a property dispute?" Ethan burst in. "We're the rebels." Tom loaded his shotgun. Saturday night, the ranch prepped like a frontier standoff. Grandma Ruth made cocoa, locals brought snacks. Ethan distributed walkie-talkies with code names like Rooster 1. At 11:59 p.m., 2 SUVs arrived, security in tactical polos with tasers. A drone buzzed. Tom stepped into the headlights, deed in one hand, shotgun in the other. "You're trespassing on exempt land." The lead officer cited code enforcement. Tom fired a warning shot. Animals erupted. The duck charged. The llama spat. Baxter climbed a pant leg. Grandma Ruth lobbed a pie. Ethan streamed to 4,000 viewers. The security team fled, feathered and shamed. Dawn broke with quacking victory. Sarah watched the sunrise with Tom and Ethan. "They'll be back," Tom said. "We're ready," Sarah replied. 3 days later, Meadow Vale simmered. Patricia went silent, ominous. The animals stayed vigilant. Grandma Ruth baked obsessively. Ethan's surveillance grid was baby monitors on posts. Thursday, Patricia called a town hall, proposing a private compliance enforcers team exploiting a 2003 loophole. They'd target the ranch. The next morning, vans arrived, men in blue polos issuing citations for a wheelbarrow, a menacing scarecrow, the rooster's crow. Tom took a firearm citation, folded it into a paper plane, and launched it at the enforcer's face. That night, the family strategized. Ethan suggested cowbell alarms. Sarah pushed legal action. Grandma Ruth spiked lemonade. Tom grinned. "They want a show? Let's deliver." Morning came, and the ranch transformed. Locals brought odd animals, a limping donkey, a swearing parrot, a mini horse named Rusty in sneakers. Tom rallied the crowd on a hay bale, preaching property rights and rooster freedom. Sarah handed out deed flyers. Grandma Ruth sold pies for legal funds. The enforcers returned, met by eggs, pies, and Baxter's ambush. The donkey braid. Grandma Ruth played Sweet Home Alabama on kazoo. Tom handed the lead enforcer a folder. Deed, exemption, trespassing photos, and a cease and desist from a retired judge. The enforcers left, egg splattered. Caleb, sneaking HOA records, gave Sarah damning evidence. Patricia funneled funds for a sauna and fake compliance retreats. Sarah sent it to the county ethics board and posted online. By morning, reporters swarmed Patricia's lawn. Board members demanded her resignation, and a man in a chicken suit held a poultry justice sign. Patricia quit. The HOA dissolved, citations voided. Meadow Vale celebrated at the ranch with fireworks and a bounce house. Tom toasted with spiked lemonade. Sarah announced a county commissioner run. Ethan got a web series deal, and Grandma Ruth became honorary mayor. Tom moved to the house, shotgun mounted, badge framed, sleeping soundly beside Rusty's snores. A sign rose. Private property, ranchstead exempt, HOA free since 2025. Trespassers get pie. The war ended, but the legend lived. Any new HOA would face the ducks first.